just go through and highlight the prefix pro at the start of each of these words. So pro means either in front of, on behalf of, instead of, on account of, or before. Now the word program, we tend to spell it the American version without the double M-E now. It seems to have changed over from the UK version, which has the double M-E at the end. So this is by far the more popular common way of writing program today. So let's have a look at what each of these words mean. Propel means to push forward vigorously. A protest is a public gathering to state disapproval. Protect is to shield from harm. Project could be planning an enterprise to achieve a particular aim or a piece of research work done by a student. As a verb, it would mean an estimate or a forecast, or to protrude, or to throw, or to move forward. A process is a series of actions towards achieving an end, a natural series of changes, and it can also be as a verb to walk in procession. Progress is, as a noun, forward movement towards a destination or development towards a better condition. As a verb, it means to move towards a destination and to calculate the position of the planets. Program is, as a noun, a planned series of events, or a sheet detailing an event, or a radio or television broadcast, or coded software instructions to control a machine or a computer. Probation is, as a noun, a period of supervised good behaviour. It could also be the process of assessing the abilities of a person new to a role. A procedure is an established way of doing something, and productive is an adjective, and it means able to produce large amounts of a good. Go through and highlight the prefix in each of these words and anything else you can see within the words that will make the spelling easier for you. Remember that the shun sound is T-I-O-N on this word. It's saying shun, and the only reason we have an E on the end of productive is because English words can't end with a V. The rest of them should be fairly easy. Now, fill in the gap with the missing list word. If you're unsure of the meanings of any of these words, go back to the day one video. Some of them have a number of meanings, different meanings. Write the list word after its definition, so there are 3 of them for you to do. Antonyms mean find the list word that means the opposite to these 3 given words. Complete using a list word. So we're looking for common word pairs here. Finish the expression and explain what it means. Get with something. It's one of the list words above that you have to use to fill in that space. And then down the bottom you have to fill in the gap with the list word and finish the sentence. So the judge sentenced her to something, comma, so, and you finish the sentence. Go through and highlight what you need to in each of these words to make the spelling easier for you. And then don't forget to cover the words when you write it. Check to make sure it's correct, and if it's incorrect, make sure you fix it up. The following list words can either be nouns or verbs. We want you to underline the list word and circle if it is being used as a noun or a verb. So the N and the V stand for the noun and the verb at the end of each sentence. So use the list word in a sentence and indicate whether you've used it as a noun or a verb. So this time you're writing the sentences and circling at the end again. Make the new word and use it in a sentence, so just follow the prompts and make your sentences as interesting as you can. So if you've formed a noun, make sure you use some adjectives with it. If you've created a verb or an adverb, make sure you use some other descriptive words too. So down the bottom you have to fill in the gap with the missing list word or extension. So once again you're using these words from above, but you're probably going to change the structure of the word to make it fit the sentence correctly. On today's day 4 we're looking at the Latin root pro. So Latin uses for pro are to put forward or to push to the front, beforehand or in advance or in place of, on behalf of. So we want you to write 2 sentences for each type using as many of the given words as possible. And then down here we simply, so pronoun is the best example of this definition of pro, so we want you to define pronoun there. Now the use of the word pro to mean in favour of is not of Latin origin and was first used in English from the early 19th century. So it is commonly used to declare political positions, so pro-democracy, for example. So we want you to write something you are in favour of using the prefix pro, then use it in a sentence. Now down here we're talking about the opposite of pro, which is anti, and it is used to declare an opposition to something, so anti-censorship, for example. So write something to which you are opposed using the prefix anti, then use it in a sentence.